What's up YouTube? Brian here back again, and today is gonna be a fun video because I came back from fishing today. It's Saturday, and this is sitting on my doorstep when I got home, and this is the September JDM bento box from our friends at the Hookup Tackle. Before we dive into this, the last video that I posted on my feed was a slam video where I actually took last month's bento box. I'll leave the link right here. I took last month's box and I went out to one of my favorite lakes and I tried to catch at least one fish on every single bait. I was successful. I had to go for some other species just to fill out the slam. And Ben from Hookup Tackle actually left some really good feedback in the description or in the comments of the video. So I definitely suggest checking that video out, reading Ben's responses to some of the things, because I think it was a good learning experience and I would like to do it again. It was fun to challenge myself with a bunch of baits some baits I knew really well, some baits I was struggling with and had to figure out. So anyway, check that out. But let's dive into this box. Just a housekeeping note. We did crack 6,000 subs on the channel, so thank you to everybody who's been subbing. I'm just shocked and surprised that we got to 6,000 subs. I think that's pretty amazing. Also, my Instagram account, here's the link for that down here. We're almost to 3,000 subs on that, or follows. So definitely check me out on Instagram if you're not. I got some more videos in the works. I'm going to be doing a big video on football jig fishing, finesse football jig fishing, specifically for smallmouth bass in open water. Very niche video, but I'm really putting work into this one because it's going to be really fun. I also got another fishing video that I've been working on, and then we got the Mad Bull review coming up, and then I'm going to do some more stuff about NRX rod. Anyway, I got a bunch of videos that I just got to get down and get knocked out. So anyway, here's the September JDM bento box. I did get spoiled on the Pop Max and 110 in this, which I was pretty excited about, so we'll get to that in a second. This box got smashed up a little bit, so this is the first. This is the first time I've had a damaged box from our friends at FedEx. So we got a card right in the top, and the card is talking about the Megabass and the 110 special, or the special edition Megabass 110 and Pop Max. So we'll get to that in a second. I opened it from the right direction this time. Now I don't know anything else that's in the box, so we're just gonna go dive in and be surprised. I have a new outlook on these baits after doing a full slam and actually just really trying to figure out baits on the water. So we're gonna adjust accordingly based on my experiences with baits so far. So let's see what the first bait is. We got a Sunny Bros drug whip 3.8. I don't know was this something lost in translation when they put this into English, but a drug whip. This is interesting. Now, I'm a plastics junkie. Plastics are definitely my strength. I'm really pretty good at fishing most plastics. Let's take a look at what kind of bait this is. Well, first off, it's black, which is great. Got some long tentacles. Okay, so this to me screams immediately that this is a drop shot bait. Could even put this on a little ball head jig, fishing on the bottom. It's got no flappy appendages. Maybe even as a finesse jig trailer. Oh, this could actually be on the back of a little football jig for sure. Anyway, this is kind of interesting. Drug Whip 3.8. This reminds me of something that Rains would put out. This kind of reminds me of like a Rains bait. Never heard of this company. One rod. It says one rod, one reel. I wonder if that has any affiliation to One Rod, One Reel on Instagram. On Facebook. You know, Mike. One of the OG fishing content makers. Wonder if he knows they're saying they're one rod, one reel. Anyway, yeah, interesting bait. This plays right to my strengths: drop shot, finesse football jig, maybe a ball head jig. But anyway, this is a smallmouth bait for sure. That's what I do lately, at least. All right, we got another soft plastic, which makes me excited. This is a Mylar Minnow. This is excellent because I actually have never used the OSP Mylar Minnow. I know a little bit about this. I know the Mylar Minnows are very difficult to produce. So my OSP doesn't make these all the time. It's not a bait that's available all year round. Because it's difficult to produce is because they put a piece of foil, that's why it's called the Mylar Minnow, right into the bait. And this is exciting because this is the first time I've actually seen one of these in person. Because it's not like you can go down and get Mylar Minnows at the local bait store. So if you guys are not familiar, let's see if we can get a focus on that. There's a piece of foil inside the plastic. What is jumping out to me immediately is that the plastic also has a ton of details. Like it's got a pattern on the back. It's got an applied eye, but it looks like the eye is inside the plastic. So you can't like peel the eye off. I've heard that the construction quality on these things is just ridiculous. And seeing this in person now, I can absolutely 100% verify that. Wow. Yeah, that is really cool. What's interesting though is you can't, when you bend this, you can't really feel, oh yeah, you kind of can. So you can kind of feel that hollow piece of Mylar or whatever is in there, that little piece of foil in there. That's interesting. It doesn't seem to be salted. This is a really nice plastic. Obviously, this is going to be a killer drop shot bait. Nose hook this bad boy. Definitely going to get bit. Up here in the North Country, walleyes would go nuts for this. I could definitely see boating some walleyes on this Mylar Minnow. Now, I'm going to be fishing a lake pretty soon here called Woman Lake up in northern Minnesota. Has a lot of smallmouth and a lot of walleye, and I'm going to be throwing this on a drop shot. So cool. I haven't bought a pack of Mylar Minnows because they are fairly expensive. They're like $10 a pack, like everything else in OSP. And you're only getting 5 in a package. So it's a very expensive fake minnow right here. But it is very bougie, and it is definitely high quality. So I really do think this is a winner. So cool. So far, I didn't put the clamshell back on right. But anyway, so far, 2 excellent fall. You know, we're in fall season, and smallmouth are putting on the feed bag. So 2 excellent baits I can absolutely use like tomorrow going smallmouth fishing. So very cool. Let's keep diving in here. I'm feeling, what is this? This is strange. Hard bait of some sort. Boom. What do we got? We got a Pull 70F from ISM. I have literally no idea what this bait is, but it looks like it's of the BENto minnow variety. Is this a topwater bait? Is this a twitch bait? Oh, it says floating. Okay. That doesn't really tell me much. Could be a jerk baits or floating baits. I don't know. A lot of baits say floating. Let's pull this thing out of the package. I literally have no idea what this bait is. But it is minnow pattern. So it's bait fish. Oh man, let's try and get this thing. It's got 1 treble hook. Okay, I'm gonna have to, it's called the Pull 70. So this is interesting. So this has 1 line tie at the top. So I'm guessing you're pulling it like this. Is it kind of like a lipless? But I gotta say right now, that is a very little light wire hook. If you do hook this on to a fish, I'm not confident in that in that hook. This is something you definitely got to throw on a spinning rod with lighter line. You ain't throwing this on a bait caster, that's for sure. This bait seems very light. I don't know what it says on the weight. 4.5 grams. So yeah, this thing is super light. It goes from 0 to 0.2 meters depth. So yeah, this is kind of a subsurface, topwatery kind of bait. I have no idea how to fish this thing. It's obviously a shallow running bait. If anyone knows anything about this, let me know. It's got a very, very teeny little bead rattle in it. So it makes some noise. And of course I drop it. I'm going to hook it into the carpet here. But anyway, this is a bizarre bait. I've never heard of it. I'm going to have to look this up. Because it's called the Pull 70, I'm guessing you throw it out and you got to twitch pull it maybe. But this is definitely a very finessey hard bait. This goes into the don't know what it does, gonna have to figure it out category. So, all right, let's move on. So that is the ISM Pull. I want to keep wanting to say Pulse. The ISM Pull 70F. F must stand for float. Okay, we got a Lucky Craft bait. Oh, cool. We got a square bill. I am down for square bills, especially. This is definitely, this is in the ESA down. So this is, I believe, in the color that Ben collaborated with Lucky Craft on. This is in the, this is a Lucky Craft 2. So it's a little bigger than the 1.5. This is awesome. I love throwing these kinds of baits. Out in Wisconsin, there's a lot of clear waters, in even northern Minnesota. I think this would do really well. I fish this lake called the Lahamadou chain where I definitely know this bait would get bit. So this is in the, should I take it out of the package? I kind of want to leave it in the package because I'm probably not going to fish this fall. I might have to leave this in the package until next spring. But anyway, Lucky Craft square bill in a limited color. It's definitely very clear. It's got a little chartreuse on the head. I think there's a little pink hint in this thing too, or it might just be totally clear with that gold. But anyway, this is cool. Right, this is the kind of baits I throw, so 100% into this. All right, I think we're on to, yep, there's nothing else in the box. So we are on to the 110 and the Pop Max of the month. And if you guys have not heard, it is a color that many people who are into Megabass are familiar with, just not in these baits. And that is the GLX Galaxy Shiner, which is a very popular color in the BENto Shiner, which is the slightly bigger jerkbait that Megabass makes. So the BENto Shiner has had this color for years. It's a very popular color, but I think this is the first time it's ever been in the Pop Max, and I don't know if it's been in the 110. I assume not, but let's read the card. So the card says, if you have hung around in our shop for any amount of time, then you have heard me talk about my love for the Megabass BENto Shiner in the Galaxy Shiner color. So exactly what I was talking about. This is my all-time favorite bluegill perch pattern, and one that I've spent years convincing Megabass to make into the 110 and the Pop Max. Finally, the moment has arrived! Exclamation point. When you see the GLX Galaxy Shiner for the first time, you'll notice that its perfect blend of natural panfish tones and subtle color shifting chartreuse bars. Put that right side up. You'll see why this is such a special color when you take it out of the package and hold it up to the light. It's both the brightest pattern and the most subtle pattern, depending on how the light hits it. You're going to catch so many fish on this color. I can't wait to see the pictures. Enjoy. So yeah, this is definitely a passion color for Ben and the Hookup tackle. The fact that he dropped this into the 110 in the Pop Max has got to be just thrilling for him. So congratulations, Ben. You finally got your favorite color into these baits. I will say, holding it up to the light, it is slightly transparent. You can see kind of through the sections where there's not the chartreuse bars. But yeah, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, realistic bait fish pattern. So this is a winner. I definitely love this bait. I like this a lot better than the last, that tequila sunrise orange belly. If you watch my slam video, I had the struggle bus catching a fish on that thing. But if I was throwing this all day, I bet you I probably would have got bit. Let's take a look at the Pop Max before we finish off the video here. This is going to look sick in the Pop Max. Oh, and they went with the chartreuse feather on the tail, which is a smart move. So you got this bright orange belly, and then you got that gorgeous GLX Shiner pattern. The top doesn't matter, but the top has a really cool gold fleck paint job going on. I mean, the top of poppers is for us, not for the fish. They never see the top, but that does look pretty dope. So anyway, good baits this month. The only dud I think is this thing, because I don't know how to fish it, and I'm gonna have to figure this guy out. So love the Pop Maxes. Definitely love the 2 plastics we got, because I will bring those with me when we go up on our northern trip in a couple weeks for smallmouth. Those will get in the boat. And then this thing is definitely something I'm going to be throwing next spring. Probably not going to get a lot of action this fall, so I'm going to leave it in the package, but this is a spring bait for sure, especially when those fish are up real shallow after ice out. But anyway, because of the weird ISM bait, I'm going to knock a little deduction off of this box. So I'm going to give this box like a good 8 out of 10. It would have been like a 9-10 box because I love this stuff, except for this guy. So I'm going to be a little more harsher on my critiques this time, but this is the dud. The rest of the baits are awesome. I don't know, this bait could be good. I just don't like that it's got one treble hook, and that treble hook is a light wire. That thing is going to bend out. I don't know, you guys can't see it in camera, but when I'm looking at this wire, when I'm looking at the diameter of the metal on this hook, I am not inspiring confidence. So anyway, cool box. This is rad. I bet you Ben is just tickled pink that he got these baits produced in this color. So anyway, if you've made it this far in the video, please hit like and subscribe, and stay tuned to the channel because we got all sorts of cool stuff coming out in the next couple of weeks. And as usual, thank you for support. And until next time, take it easy.